Hello everyone, this is another Ask an Expert chat from the European Environment Agency. My name is Antti Kaartinen, I work in communications at the European Environment Agency. And today we have a special episode because I'm here together with two of my human resources colleagues, Henriette Bille and David Cartaxo. And we're going to talk a little bit about what it is to work at the EEA, how we can apply for our jobs and what kind of jobs we have to offer. So I'm hoping it will be a really useful discussion for you and also quite fun for us to tell a little bit about the work of the agency from a different perspective than what we usually do. So I know that a lot of you are already watching, so I just want to remind that you can ask questions by typing in the comment field, and I will ask them from Henriette and Davi, and we do the best we can to answer them. And we're broadcasting both on Twitter and LinkedIn, so you're welcome to use both those channels to ask your questions. But we'll kick off the topic by just, I'll ask you to introduce yourself a little bit more about what you actually do in human resources. Maybe Henriette, if you want to go first.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for having us here today.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to join. We work in recruitment, both of us, supporting each other in the tasks of coordinating and running the agency's selection procedures. Yes, I'm Henriette, and I've been here for quite a long time. So I've seen a lot of changes also in our recruitment procedures over the years.
Mm-hmm. And we'll go into those procedures in a bit. And Davi,
Yes.
You have joined more recently, but
Yes, I joined in 2020. We worked together on the full recruitment cycle, so from planning the positions and organizing the interviews and then onboarding of the newcomers.
Very good.
Yes.
So let's dive straight into the topic. And the first question is, what kind of jobs does the EEA offer? What type of competencies and what kind of skills are we looking for?
Yes, shall I start on that one?
Yes.
We offer different types of contracts in the subject matters that we have at the agency. We have temporary agent contracts for a start. We offer 4-year contracts. They're renewable.
Mm-hmm.
They can also become indefinite. We also have contract agent staff with similar contractual times as well. For both these contract times, we publish vacancy notices and run the procedures there quite similarly.
Yeah.
We also have other different types of engagement at the agency. We, for example, have consultants as well. We have trainees as well, actually. We also have a scientific committee that works with us in advising on scientific topics. They're independent from the different European countries. And recently we also have an advisory committee put in place, also with an advisory function, actually.
Yeah, on climate change.
On climate change specifically, yes.
So very kind of a diverse palette of different types of contracts, but typically the staff contracts are for a couple of years to start with, and then they can be extended and also can become
Indeed,
different.
and sometimes we also have specific projects where the duration of contracts can vary depending on the project.
Yeah. Davi, something you want to add to?
Yes, just we also take second and national experts. So colleagues that stay engaged with their national authorities and they come to work with us for a period of time.
Yes. And basically all these different types of contracts they are available to some like publicly on our website and the jobs portal that I think my colleague will post in the comments soon, so you can look what's available there and what the different type of contracts exactly mean. Henriette, you mentioned the different job families that we have at the agency. Can you tell a little bit about about those? Because I work in communications, you work in human resources, and then we have some other types of skill sets as well that we're looking for.
Indeed, we have many experts in different subject matters. I don't know if you would like to clarify a bit more on that, David?
Yes. So we take we look to hire experts that to work on the areas of our work program, subject matter experts, and then this will include also experts to handle policy advice, to manage projects, also to handle data analysis, and apart from the core areas of our work, we're a large organization, so we also need colleagues experts to handle more operational tasks, such as communications, administration, IT, HR, procurement, finance, all those areas. So there's really a wide range of jobs that we offer, and the best is really always to regularly visit our website and even create a job alert. So
that's possible on the job portal as well. You mentioned the technical or thematic experts. So these would be the fields that the EEA works on, like in air quality or climate change mitigation, climate change adaptation, water quality, sustainability, these type of topics. So that's the bulk of people, experts who work with us, and then we have other functions like yourselves and communications and a lot of IT staff recently as well. So I guess it's true for many organizations. What about you mentioned we have different types of contracts, but in general about the experience level, can you say something about the different types of contracts that you can apply for, and what is actually needed for to have a chance or to qualify for those competitions?
Yes, we generally inquire excellency of our staff. So that is reflected in our vacancy notices as well on the requirements. But as we're a public EU institution, not institution but body, then of course we're bound under the different regulations on what is required for the different levels of jobs. Mm-hmm. But we usually, for managerial positions and for expert positions, we require a university degree. And then for assistance positions, it's sufficient with secondary education. And then we, of course, also inquire a number of years of experience within the field of the post. Mm-hmm. Would you like to add?
Yes, it will depend. It will depend always on the grade, of course, of the position. But I would say generally an expert that we hire will need to have a university degree of at least 3 years, mm-hmm. And additionally 3 years of relevant professional experience.
As a minimum.
Yes, this would normally be the minimum. The minimum, depending on the grade of the position that we advertise, and these things will be outlined in the vacancy notices.
Yes. But you did mention internships as well, or traineeships. Maybe briefly about those as well, because I think we might have some students watching, and maybe they would be interested to know how it is possible and if it's possible.
Yes, we welcome trainees, absolutely. The selection procedure as such is run through the Commission, so we don't actually take on board applications directly from those interested. So it has to go through what we call the Blue Book traineeship scheme that goes through the Commission.
So they apply centrally, and then there's a procedure from that.
Then we evaluate the different applications that we are provided with.
That's very good. And that's probably something we didn't actually mention. I mean, maybe everybody doesn't know. So the European Environment Agency is under the European Union, in the sense that the contract types and the ways we work and and those things come directly from that setting.
Yes. So for any recently graduated student, we would just encourage them, if they're interested in a traineeship with us. So the traineeships are organized by the European Commission, but they will just have to indicate that they're interested in working in Copenhagen at the EEA when they submit their application.
Yeah. We actually have one question already on LinkedIn. This is from Andrew, and he's asking what innovative methods are you using to attract the new generation of talent to the agency, and if you're concerned about the drawing down of talent to other sectors. That I don't know. Maybe you have some insights about how does it look when we have a vacancy, if we're getting enough applications, and how you've been here a bit longer. How has it evolved in terms of attracting new talent to the agency? Have you seen any changes?
I think we've always had a good interest in our agency here in Copenhagen. We've we're an attractive place to work, also because of the location here in Copenhagen and beautiful facilities and so forth, and a very good living standard here as well, and working conditions. Of course, things have changed over the years, and I think also internally in our organization to actually adapt to the talent that we would like to attract. So for example, attracting skills on a broader level of expertise, rather than working in silos as such with very specific knowledge on one single topic. Then we try and maybe see everything from a bigger perspective.
So the profile has become slightly different.
I think we have adapted like that over time.
Yeah.
I don't know if you would like to.
Yes, so an approach that we've taken recently is also that we try to advertise our vacancies with a more general scope. We follow competency-based recruitment, and where we assess candidates under a specific more general competencies, and then once we establish a reserve list, we look into then concrete jobs that we have to offer.
Yeah.
So more generally, and then on our efforts to outreach, this is an example. Yeah. So we're
trying.
We're here available for people to ask questions, and we always follow our publication channels to make sure that our vacancies are visible and that that candidates are aware of them.
Exactly. So the official place to always go and check for our vacancies is on the vacancy portal, and you have the link there. But we also try to always advertise those on social media, including LinkedIn and Twitter, and I think many people actually learn about our vacancies through that way. I think, let's take a couple of more questions from the audience, if we have already. There's one from Agnieszka, who's asking about the EEA's approach to remote work, so teleworking. What level of flexibility do you offer at the moment? So about the conditions for that. There's been some changes during the couple of last years, but I know we have quite a clear picture of what it is, at least for the time being.
Yes, I think generally we do have very flexible working conditions, especially after the pandemic. We do have a teleworking policy in place and flexible working hours. Yeah. So it is possible to work from home.
Yeah. In a nutshell, maybe if I remember right, you have to be in the office in general 2 days during a working week, and then
at the moment it's a transition period still. Yeah. Those are the rules that we apply at the moment, and we'll see how things further develop. But even meeting participation nowadays at the EEA is strongly encouraged to have hybrid meetings. So if physical presence is not required, colleagues that are teleworking, they will still be able to attend meetings. So we facilitate that.
Exactly. And also with our partner networks, I think we've been able to reduce travel quite a bit that way, that we have these hybrid meetings and options to meet people virtually rather than physically. I think that's probably true for many organizations. From Viaidas Devadas is asking, as a quality management professional with focus on environmental sustainability, what future can I expect at the EEA, or what kind of profiles? I think there's maybe a little bit difficult to answer without knowing exactly the skills and experience, but maybe we can say some tips about how to make your work experience and education relevant to what is available in our vacancies.
Indeed, we always need staff working in the environmental assessment field, of course. So we quite often will have vacant positions there, and as you just noticed, it's a matter of looking up clearly what is outlined in the vacancy notice and to see if that's a match with your profile and if you're interested in it, and then clarify how you match it in your application form. So yes, we do not have a specific list of what's coming up, but keep an eye on our website regularly, because there probably will come something up.
The vacancy notices are quite detailed in a way that you get quite a good understanding about what skills are needed, what is the must have, and what is nice to have, and then you can think how you match those.
Yes, I think that's always a very good tip, to take a good look at the vacancy notice and make sure that you show if you're interested in a job, if you feel that you comply with the requirements, that you really make an effort to showcase your experience and demonstrate that you have the skills that are required for the job.
Very good. Regarding vacancies, Sigrid is asking if it's correct that there's currently just one vacancy on our website. I'm actually not sure. Do we have any open vacancies right now?
There will be some coming up.
Okay.
We gave it a rest for the summer break with publications, but it doesn't mean that we're not recruiting, because we're still have the reserve list for many of our overall cluster procedures. So there are many opportunities there as well.
Yeah. We were just discussing before we started, and I was asking how many people we have recruited this year, and we were not quite sure, but some 30, 40 maybe or so, and we're still a growing organization for the next couple of months at least. So.
Yes, from going from being you could say cruising speed agency before the pandemic, then things have changed, and now it's full throttle in recruitment terms. So yes.
That is of course very, very good. I think there are more questions coming in, which is very nice. Let's go through the selection procedure a little bit, so that people know how does it work, because there are also questions about unsolicited applications, and but we have a very specific procedure that we generally follow for all these vacancies. Who would like to outline that in a nutshell?
Yes, I could go first.
Yes.
Yeah. Indeed, we have, and now I'm mostly talking about the contractual types that we started out talking about, the temporary agent contracts and contract agent contracts, because the procedures are more or less the same for those. So just as a quick outline, we could start from approval stage. It's new positions are agreed at commission level and budgetary level there. So for the beginning of the year, then we have an overview of what new positions that we have at the agency.
Yeah.
And then things are initiated by the senior management team once they have an idea of which are the posts with most priority and how it should be spread out over the year. And then it lands on our desk in HR, where we then draft the vacancy notice with different inputs from the recruiting programs. And we of course make sure there that we have all the details in the vacancy notice that we just discussed, because they cannot be changed, the criteria throughout the procedure, because we are a public body, of course, so it has to be fair and equal treatment all the way through. So once they're established the criteria, that's what goes through the whole procedure then. So when it's published, which we also take care of, then there's an opening time for applications for at least 30 days, so a month for candidates to submit application. And during this time we do different things, for example setting up a selection committee. So a selection committee will be composed by different members that represent different interests. So we have the chair, that is usually the hiring manager, and alongside with the chair there will be another subject matter expert usually. Then we also have a HR representative. Sometimes it's one of us. Yeah. Just to ensure that everything is done according to our practices and procedures. We also have a staff committee representative on the selection committee, and they are representing the interest of all staff to ensure the fair and equal treatment. Sometimes we also have scientific committee members participating, because they are one of their functions is also to give advice on recruitment. So that's a given that they also have a right then to participate in our scientific procedures, and together that is a selection committee. So we ensure that there won't be a bias if decisions are only down to one or two people. Yeah. So we have different angles with it. One important thing to mention there is probably also that we actually publish our selection committee members on our official website. Yeah. So we always invite candidates to have a look there. So it's one of the transparent measures that we have put in place here. Yeah.
Well, thanks for that. I mean, that's a very comprehensive overview, and I think what I think the main message from that is that we have quite a sort of a defined procedure for recruitment, and it's to ensure the fairness and transparency of all selection procedures. So I think that's what you can take away from that, that everybody will be treated equally. And I think this is actually tackles one of our questions. Enrico is asking if age is a problem. He's referring to 51 years in EEA selection processes. That would not be a problem.
Yes, we would definitely not. We generally don't discriminate, and there would not be a problem. We consider numbers when we have a requirement having a specific number of years of professional experience. Yeah. Then if Enrico finished his studies and has his professional experience in line with the requirements, of course he will be
considered together with all the other candidates. Yes. Yeah. Another related question, which we kind of partially tackled. This is from Sarah. Do you accept unsolicited applications? And I guess we don't do that.
No, we don't do that. We kindly invite candidates to have a look at our published procedures, because again we have to be fair and equal to everybody, so we cannot just take on board.
All our vacancies are published, so
there's no sidetrack. Everything that is available goes on our website, and everybody can apply who fulfills the minimum requirements, which by the way includes being a citizen of one of our member countries. So one of the 27 EU member states, Norway, Iceland, Liechtenstein, Switzerland, or Turkey. That's 32. So you would have to be a national of one of those countries to apply for vacancies at us. More questions, which is good. Thanks for your time. I had a question, this is from Natasha. I had a question on how to join the EEA. How can people working in other EU institutions in policy advocacy can join the EEA without having technical scientific degree in biology or engineering? Do we have any kind of exchange with other EU institutions? I mean, I think we're still going back to the fulfilling the selection criteria and having the right profile, but is there a way of kind of switching from one agency to another or one institution to another?
We don't have a direct switch as such, but of course we invite applications from everybody that
so there needs to be an open vacancy and then you can apply for it.
Indeed, and then we have room for transfer of contract grades and so forth, but that all depends on the circumstances at the time, both the candidates and our budget and so forth.
So if you work for another institution, you would be considered together with other applicants, and then if you are the successful candidate, then there's a transfer of the rights that you have and the
Yes, if you're already working in another agency, that could be a possibility that you would transfer your contract, and this will be explained in the vacancy notice. But as we explained, we don't only look for scientific staff, so you don't necessarily. I don't have a degree in biology, so it depends on the profile of the candidate, of course.
Indeed. Then there's from Richmond. He's asking, which agency do you hire to carry out soil research, I guess. Maybe we don't go into that, but we have a working model where we have a network of expert institutions. It's called the topic centers for different topics, and I think one of them is working on soil, and I think we can put some links to the topic center and their work. This is a consortium of experts actually not working at the EEA but together with us, and they have different type of setup for different experts. So we don't use an agency as such for that. We covered unsolicited applications. Then there's another question from Samil about becoming lead author for EU MRV verification services for shipping. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but I think we go back to looking at the vacancies that we have and what the selection criteria is for those, and if there were something that is related to shipping and environment and climate, and if the person has the right expertise for that, then we just encourage them to apply.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. This is from Raul, and there's more coming in. He's saying that in some EU institutions, merit-based selection processes do not allow for ongoing education to be considered when the application is made. So will my experience as a current PhD student consider if I apply before I finish my degree? How do we deal with that?
We do consider the qualifications that have been obtained at the latest at the closing date for the vacancy.
Yeah.
So yes, ongoing cannot be considered for an ongoing procedure, but of course anybody is very welcome to apply for further notices that are coming up.
Yes, I think it's important in such case that if the requirement in the vacancy is to have a 3-year university degree, if you're doing a PhD, you will very likely have a bachelor's. So this is the minimum requirement that will be considered. And then your experience on your PhD, just candidates need to make sure that they really put on their CV that they're doing research work. Or
so what they have done already is valid in the sense that it counts as experience, but it need the minimum requirements need to be fulfilled before
needs to be completed. So we would not have vacancies where you would need to have completed PhD studies, but if that would be the requirement, then it should be completed. But
I think that's clear. Do you deliver any internal or external training? This is from Magdalena. If yes, do you have a team designing and managing these trainings? This is actually good because we want to touch upon that as well. What kind of career development, professional development can people expect at the EEA?
Yes, I mean, recently we actually implemented a competency-based recruitment tool, which carries on into the whole existing staff in-house. So we have consistency in what we offer to our staff from the very beginning at recruitment stage and throughout the career. So we have a whole part of HR that is dedicated to learning and development with a range of different training offers.
Yeah.
Yes, I think as a starting point, when you start working in the agency, you will have a dialogue with your manager, and you will agree on the objectives that you have to accomplish, and then that's the first opportunity where you can identify any training needs, and then look at opportunities for training and to make sure that you accomplish those.
Okay, we're done half an hour already, but we're getting many questions, so that's great, of course. There's one question from Marianne asking if there are any interim positions, for example, through a temp agency available at the EEA, and how would those be dealt with? So this is about our contracts with other companies who then might hire people to do tasks for us. Can you say something briefly about that?
We have our procurement department taking care of the interim agency that is being awarded to work with us, and there we get proposals if we have a need for intérimaires.
Yeah, but this would be then us asking the company to provide certain services, and that could be either in-house or remotely, and then they would deal with that. So that's slightly different from.
We work with external companies, so we have information about these companies on our website, but we don't publish the vacancies ourselves.
Yeah,
it's all done externally, and we do take consultants often.
Yeah. That's very good. Maybe I think we started with and we've been referring to this recruitment tool a couple of times. Like, I think that would be an important thing to cover very, very briefly. What is the recruitment tool, and I think people can find the link in this chat. What can you do there?
Yes, so it's a tool that we've implemented in 2020, and the goal was twofold. So we wanted to give candidates an opportunity to really demonstrate to us how they comply with the requirements in the vacancy notice in a standardized form, and then by doing that, it also facilitates the way that the applications are evaluated. There's, for example, a field where we ask candidates specific questions on how they meet the selection criteria, and that helps also the selection committee to then assess how they comply with these requirements without needing to make assumptions. So it's facilitating the candidates and also the selection committee.
Yeah.
This tool gives the possibility, as I mentioned before, to have a job alert. So if you want to be on top of all the vacancies that we publish, that's also an opportunity. And we handle communication through this tool. Yeah.
And I think once you've inserted your kind of information there and your experience, then you can use it for one procedure, but also for future procedures.
Yes, then you can adjust. You will have your core profile, and then if a new vacancy comes up that you're interested in, you can just adjust and submit a new application.
Yeah. Thanks. So have a look at that. That's a very useful tool.
So an electronic tool, paperless. That was our goal.
Very convenient. Yeah. We're running out of time, so we don't have time for more questions. Maybe we'll have you with us again another time, because I think people are really interested in this topic. Maybe just final remarks about some personal reflections about what it is like to work at the EEA. You joined some time ago, but also moved to Copenhagen, and Davi, you joined more recently and moved to Copenhagen. How have you found living in Copenhagen and working at the agency?
Yes, indeed. I've been here for a number of years now, coming from another agency in London at the time. I think it's a super nice place to work. Of course, also indicated by the fact that I have been here around for a while. We always have good atmosphere here. We have a culture of respect and consideration of each other. So I think it's much more, to me, it's much more than just a job. It's being part of a nice team as well, both in the smaller teams that we have, but also as an overall, the EEA family, you could say. And of course it's based here in a nice location as well. So so I think it's a very attractive place to work.
Yeah. David?
Yes, as an organization, I think we have very flexible working conditions. Work-life balance is really important. At the EEA, our contracts offer the possibility to discuss part-time arrangements. It's a very inclusive environment where you feel your opinion is heard. You can contribute to work. It's also interesting times because a lot of things are changing, so it's an opportunity to really contribute to the way we organize our processes, and then Copenhagen as a city it's very international. It's very commuting is made really easy here. Everyone cycles. I'm originally from Portugal. I don't have where there's no lack of sun, but I really enjoy the long summer days. Copenhagen is really a lovely city to live, and the EEA is a great place to work.
Okay, thank you. I think we'll leave it at that. Thank you so much for taking the time, and thank you for all our viewers. I think this was a really interesting topic, and I hope useful for everybody who might want to work at the EEA at some point. We should do it again at some point. So thanks for watching, and keep an eye on our social media channels. We'll be back with more Ask an Expert sessions. So thank you for today.